What is going on, people?
Yo,
First race is in the bag, man.
I'm excited, to be honest.
Yeah?
Not about Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, Alonso, man, Alonso.
That was definitely a huge positive surprise, actually.
Crazy how it's hard to imagine where they were compared to where they are now.
Dude, I mean, especially Aston Martin, like, of all people, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, that's like mind-boggling to me, you know?
And both of both of Aston Martin driver overtake both of the Mercedes driver.
Yeah.
Dude, Mercedes must be scratching their head right now. It's like,
yeah, I think they expected, you know, Aston to be rapid, but
yeah,
maybe not that rapid.
Especially like one of these on the podium.
Yeah. Man, like, dude, to be on the podium, first race of the season, you know, for Aston Martin is crazy, dude.
But like
absolutely crazy.
And you can just see how he's like the experienced drivers are different than.
Oh yeah, that's no joke whatsoever, man. Dude, he brought it. I'm so proud of him and so happy for him.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, no duh, Alonso could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And this one point in the race, Alonso is fighting Hamilton. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Hamilton, and also we have to give credit to Hamilton as well, because the way he managed the fight in his car against Alonso, it's epic.
Yeah. For as long as he could put up a fight, he put on a good show.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Both of us wake up at that point.
yeah, quite literally. Man.
But man, we got to talk about Ferrari again and again.
Dude, it doesn't look like they changed from last season, at all.
They still have that engine reliability issue that we were talking about last season.
Dude, and to be 10 seconds behind Verstappen?
Yeah.
I
thought they were supposed to be fighting for the championship, fighting for podium. But no, they were 10 seconds behind the Red Bull.
I don't know, man. First of all, I still don't understand how Verstappen can be that far ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Because and nobody, not even his teammate, to be that close to him, because he's not that good of a driver, right? It's clearly the car is a factor, right? But how does Red Bull have it so resolved? You know, and nobody is getting that close, especially not Ferrari, especially not Mercedes. You know?
Yeah.
That's just craziness to me. Are we gonna really have to rely on Aston Martin to bring a fight to them?
It's crazy to think, but you know, it might be that way if Aston Martin can keep up the development of the car.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's the first race, and we got 23 races to go, which is long. And a lot of the team are, especially Mercedes. I know they are capable of bringing up the performance throughout the season.
Yeah, but it's just dude, I definitely expected a lot more from Ferrari to start the season.
Yeah.
I definitely expected a lot more from Mercedes on the first race out.
Yeah, first few races, we'll probably see some change and some performance gain.
Well, the thing is, even Mercedes, kind of tried to make this big deal saying oh, when we were in testing, we ran the high downforce setup.
Yeah.
Okay. And
they bring up the
mean?
medium downforce setup, but it still got beat by Aston Martin.
Exactly. So, I don't know, man. I
feel like this is going to be a wake-up call for Mercedes this season, this era of Formula One, because if you think about where Aston Martin was last year and where Aston Martin was a few years ago, they were on the bottom of the pack, and this season they came back and to be able to fight Mercedes and even overtake Ferrari. Mind-blowing. And
it is.
Mercedes, it's got to be wake up. Their aerodynamic system needs to be changed. And the reason why I say special aerodynamics, it's because Aston Martin has Mercedes power unit, the same power unit. But how come Aston Martin is so fast than Mercedes?
Exactly.
That's got to be the aerodynamic.
Yeah, it absolutely has to be aerodynamic and even engine setup. Are Mercedes sandbagging their own engine setup? Are they going for reliability too much? Come on,
It's really hard
if
to
the
say.
zero pod concept is supposed to be that superior, right?
I don't see.
Then show us what you got.
Yeah, we haven't seen the performance of zero pod concept.
No.
You might as well just go to Red Bull or Ferrari route.
Dude, and honestly, I'm gonna say it because I don't think anybody else is gonna say it. As far as Mercedes is concerned, where was Russell as far as protecting Hamilton and getting his back, right? He got a little bit he got his butt sniffed by Alonso and was oh, I gotta pit, the tires are gone, and then,
even get complaining about Hamilton's in the radio, he say I feel like I have more pace than Hamilton. Come on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
And we know
little whippersnapper, play the team role.
Yeah,
come on.
And both of us know Hamilton is preserving the tire because he's protecting the tire. Because later on the race, down the race, Hamilton actually talked to the engineer, says, "Do you want me to extra more pace in the car, or do you want me to save the tire?" So it's not Hamilton.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. I this is what I talk about when I get frustrated with Russell, right? I just don't see that he is as much of a team player and as much of the sort of great hope for Mercedes. He's not there defending Hamilton, as a number two. He's actually even kind of doesn't understand his teammates' decisions, what he's trying to do at those points during the race, And as I said, the second he got his butt sniffed by Alonso, I got to change tires. Oh, the tire dag, and it was it was 16 laps in.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. On the softs, really? I know the softs degrade quickly, but not that quickly. You know,
if other people can do it, you can do it. You can save the tire.
thank you. You know, you're supposed to be an F1 driver. I don't know, man. Like I just these are the moments where I feel like, you know, he's still not there yet. You know, he's not what we were promised.
I totally get where you're coming from, because he doesn't seem to have that understanding of supporting rule, or or he's even thinking if he can be able to fight Hamilton. And the way Hamilton was driving, I mean, of course, when we get to the last late stage of the race, he's trying to get over Carlos, but he can't because the tire is gone and all that kind of stuff. But in the beginning, when he's fight for Alonso and in the meat pack, I can't believe I'm saying this, Mercedes in the meat pack.
yeah.
Like, it's just different, just different mindset between him and between Hamilton and Russell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Different race mindset, different mindset in general.
100% agreed. You know, but dude, let's circle back to Ferrari. You know, Ferrari again with reliability issues, leaving it on Sainz's shoulders to kind of make the fight for them, you know. And I don't know, literally watching Ferrari today felt like a continuation. Like, literally they did nothing to change from last year, like at all. Like it literally felt exactly the same,
you know? Yeah,
like their pace the same, their distance from Red Bull, like trying to chase them down, the same, the reliability issue, the same. You know, it's like, okay, I thought we got rid of Binotto, I thought we had a new car, I thought we had, you know, resolved all of the shit with the power unit, and no, same old
Ferrari. Same old Ferrari.
I don't know. It was just very surprising to me. A bit unexpected. I really
a bit
expected. Underwhelming is definitely the word. Jeez.
Yep.
No, I expected way more of a battle, or at least for Verstappen to feel some degree of pressure from somebody today.
Yeah. And
it wasn't. It's non-existent.
I'm still giving my word. Like, I feel like nobody can stop Verstappen in the current stage right now, other than the older driver, the Fernando Alonso or Hamilton.
Yeah.
With the experience with the car, if they have the car to fight Red Bull, they will be able to fight Red Bull.
Yeah. But it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. Like, it's so weird because, like, this race the whole race just felt like a continuation of last season.
Yeah.
And I expected so much more, you know, than what we got. I mean, don't get me wrong. Watching Aston Martin come up and claw their way up, awesome, you know?
Especially in the hand of Alonso.
yeah. I mean,
awesome.
You know, if you guys have seen me, you know I'm a like
Alonso fan.
Longtime Alonso fan. So like seeing the teeth come out for Alonso is awesome. Yeah, exactly. You know, Alonso's a lion in my book, always has been. You know, so that part I'm very happy about, right? But at the same time, from like an analytical point of view, I was a bit let down. Let's look at the rest of the field here, okay? Right? Bottas in the Alfa Romeo was doing really good. Actually, I was quite surprised at his performance. If I'm really honest, he was fighting back and forth with Aston Martin early on. Gasly in the Alpine, and dude, Williams in 10th, right? With Albon. That's a phenomenal finish for Williams. Let's be quite honest.
It's nice to see the midfield swap.
Yeah, man. Like, very, very shocking. AlphaTauri in 11th, which I think AlphaTauri really still has some work to do. It seems quite evident that they're not all there at all. But really, for Williams to be 10th and 12th?
Yep.
I mean, that's a headline in and of itself, my dude.
Yep.
Like, bro, yeah, I mean, props to them. Really, I think a lot of recognition needs to be as far they pulled the Aston Martin of the backfield.
Yeah.
They really did, man. To think of it, usually, especially the beginning of the season, they would have ended up last, typically. But they ended up in 10th and 12th. That's amazing, And then the big shock to me, really, shock but also not shock, was McLaren ending up in the back of the pack, man.
And then even a DNF for Oscar Piastri, one of the drivers.
How does that happen to McLaren? How did they slide so far back?
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. They were fourth on the constructors title last year.
I can't remember exactly where, but fourth, fifth. They were still in the best of the rest.
Contention, yeah. Because of but this season opener, they're in the back, man. They are nowhere. They are in no man's land.
It's such a shock, man. Really, I mean, I know they had issues. Norris was talking about it all last season, right? That they were working on different issues with the car, et cetera. But holy crap, man. For them to have all of, the off season to develop the new car, work on it, and then to come out in the very first race and end up at the back of the pack, that's shameful, honestly, for that level of a team,
Especially it's McLaren.
They're behind Williams, guys. Come on.
Yep.
That tells you everything, man.
And they are behind AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Which is AlphaTauri, in general, AlphaTauri is not a car manufacturer. It's even just a fashion brand.
Yeah. I mean, they're basically Red Bull's extension team, you know?
Crazy. It's mind-blowing, shockingly.
Yeah, man. Wow. I mean, and the thing is, this is where, a lot the conversation about, I get when people talk about having a good car makes a big difference, right? Back in the day, they used to get on Hamilton's case and say, oh, Hamilton's nothing without that car, back in 2000,
even 2021.
Yeah, right. I kind of understand where they're coming from, because we all know Norris is a very capable driver.
Yeah.
Very capable driver. There's no reason he should be that far behind, everybody else. Come on. That's nutballs, man. That just tells you how bad their car really is.
Yep. like in order to win, you need to have a good car and you need to have a good driver. And good driver and a bad car, it doesn't work. No matter how hard you try, to race with the poor performance car, you can. Performance is not
clearly.
There. Yeah.
I mean, that's why we have freaking, Hamilton in 5th,
Well, he did gain on Russell in the beginning of the race and gain 2 positions on the grid.
Yeah.
Which is, again, we have been talking about this so long, for a long time now. Hamilton's race pace is over Russell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You remember? That's even how I started our conversation when we were talking earlier. When we got into watching the race, I was just like, isn't it funny how, like, every time during, like, practice and quali, Russell's, like, charging ahead, and then, like, when it comes to the race, all of a sudden he's behind Hamilton, like, it's not just team orders. You know?
It's weird. I mean, it's not weird. We all know Hamilton can do his race pace is way better. Than Russell. But speaking of quality, Mercedes, man, it's in Q3 they pull off some weird strategy. I don't get why they only go out once and then go out so late.
I don't know either.
Because in Q2 they were down the pack for Q2, but like maybe like P7.
I mean, to me, that's always Mercedes strategy, right? Like
then
they basically save everything for Q3, right? They stay like lower in the group or in the midfield in order to preserve the car and the tires for that run in Q3, right? But
it's weird because if you look at Q2, they actually go out twice. And the last run is so much better. I think he got like P4 or something. Or P3 or something. I don't remember. But in Q3, they just wait, and then ultimately they go out on the last 2 minutes. Why? It doesn't make sense. And also in race again, like Hamilton's tire were okay. It's hard tire in 16 laps. And they call in Hamilton to change tires, which is weird. So early.
I don't know.
Mercedes strategy, it's slipping away on me for some reason. I'm with you there. Like this is. I kind of want old Hamilton back where he told them to go screw themselves with the strategy from time to time, you know? Like, bro, you're being too much of a team player sometimes. You're being too kind.
Yeah, right?
Remember,
man.
Remember
here's
last
the thing.
season?
We have some people who are watching live. Give us some comments. Like, what was your takeaway from the race today? Like, how did it make you feel? What did you guys expect? Because this was, I don't know, like exciting from an Alonso perspective, but unfulfilling in every other regard.
But man, I enjoy watching Alonso and Hamilton fight. That was
of course.
That was fun to watch. But the rest of the pack is boring.
Yeah. No, I mean, watching Alonso was great. Seeing, Williams come up, was great. Yep. Like, those were the highlights for me. Was the performance actually of Aston and Williams. Yeah. But and Alfa Romeo as well.
And surprise, both Aston and Williams are using Mercedes power unit.
Yeah.
It's weird. and the power unit manufacturer Mercedes himself doesn't have the pace.
Yeah. Courage. Why is that? Why do you think they should have changed tires after 5 laps? Explain your point of view a little bit more, man. And I don't know. Like, if I'm honest, I just...
It's underwhelming. The whole thing is underwhelming.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Yeah, like that. And see, to me, that's the big question. Was Mercedes really lacking power? Because as Joe pointed out earlier, the Aston has the same power unit.
Yeah,
they're running a Mercedes power unit.
Even the commentary are saying they have the same power unit.
Yeah,
they're using Mercedes power unit.
So okay, yeah, the vehicle setup is different. I get that, right? But there's no reason that, I don't know, maybe is Mercedes running too conservative?
Or maybe Mercedes being just old Mercedes, just try to save the power, save stuff for later on the race. I don't know. It might be.
I would much rather see Mercedes risk the reliability of their engine at this stage.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like they're running too conservative.
Exactly. Yeah. And surprise, they're German.
Yeah, it feels very like pragmatic.
Yeah.
Like very calculated, but it's the wrong calculation. It's too safe.
Yeah, it's it's too safe. You need to like we said this so many times last season that Mercedes needs to take a risk on their power unit. Their power unit is there. It's the performance there is there because we have seen a few races that season that the car can go fast. Their power unit can go fast. It's just they're preserving. They need to take a risk. Both the driver, the team, and the design. I mean, the design is taking risks now, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. See, exactly, right? Yeah. Like, and that's my perspective, right? Like, okay, set them up with the mediums, right? Uncork the engine, and okay, if you risk a DNF in the beginning of the season, like, okay, I understand you're going for points, but at least you know what the limit is, exactly. And push it to that limit.
Yeah, at least you know where to set up your engine for the next race.
And trust Hamilton that he's going to manage the tires with that power.
Like, Hamilton was in the pit. He was pretty... I won't say he was mad, but he was pretty... Like dude, my tires are okay, man. Like, the voice of his vocal, it's like that.
Yeah.
And then he can even save the tire while Russell is behind him.
Yeah.
So that tells you like the ability of tire management on Hamilton's hand.
Exactly.
The team needs to trust him.
Yeah, man. It just, I don't know. Like I kind of want to grab Toto by like his collar and be like,
"Come on,
dude! What are you and the team doing right now? Like, just push it." Push it just a little bit, man. Like, yeah.
So it's frustrating to see Mercedes falling back.
Dude, it's frustrating to see Max Verstappen like 10 seconds ahead of P2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like, I'm sorry, but like I said it before, I'll say it again. Like, their setup is just way more aggressive, and I don't understand. Risks. Yeah, they're taking risks. Yeah.
Every single race, you can see them take risks. on the setup or even on the strategy.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
For God's sake, they take risk and then the win is on them.
Right. Exactly. And it's not down to Verstappen being some wonder kid driver. Like, he's talented. That's great, but I would never say that he's more talented than, you know, Hamilton, Alonso, like so many other people on the grid, you know? Like, genuinely.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating to see Max just pulling away and cruising to the finish line.
Exactly. Dude, I agree.
I agree. We agree that Alonso might challenge for podium more season.
Yeah, dude.
And Max, and we'll probably see Max and Alonso. What Max is gonna react, right?
That's really what I want to see. I want to see Alonso give Max a bit of a spanking, honestly. Yeah. You know?
And is Max gonna turn up to the old Max again?
Yeah.
Or is he gonna respect Alonso? Then we got some issue here.
Yeah.
then we can prove,
absolutely.
Then we can prove what Sherry was saying was right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Patina. Exactly. You know? And that's the thing is, right? Like, supposedly the aero on the Mercedes is well resolved. You know, we see, supposedly the aero is well resolved. It just feels like their power unit isn't there, right? Whereas, like, with Ferrari, again, you know, the aero is super well resolved, but the reliability isn't there of their power unit.
I mean, it's just reliability or performance. It's that scale.
yeah,
and then you need to find a balance of performance and reliability, which is performance a little bit more and reliability less. Like, but again, you need to take a risk to fine tune this area.
Mm-hmm. Now, Patina understands, because Patina's worked in racing. You know, he actually used to work with teams that race trophy trucks. You know, so he gets that balance. He gets that how you need to set up the car properly in order to win races. Right. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. It's so frustrating to see that the two of the three, like, premier teams just are not up to snuff yet, you know? And, like, again, Aston Martin, who really didn't have a lot of that stuff resolved last season, suddenly be just destroying, you know, the two of the three premier teams on the first race of the season.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
like, Alonso beats, I would just say Alonso beats Mercedes and Ferrari for both of the car.
Oh yeah, no question.
So it's really surprised. I mean, it's not surprised to see Alonso performance, but it's really surprised to see where Aston Martin is coming from.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. With I agree with you, Patina. Absolutely. But that's what the preseason testing was all about, right? Was that they did do neutral setups to aggressive setups to, they supposedly did the spectrum. Absolutely, you know? So the issue is, like, how come Mercedes is losing to another team that has the same power unit? You know, that's the part that I just don't understand. Yeah, see, so Patina has experience with trophy truck racing, karting, GT, and sports bikes. Like, he definitely is coming from a place of knowledge, you know. Uh, but it's the frustration I feel is that Mercedes, despite all of that information that they already have gathered in preseason testing and even practice and quali, it's not being implemented, you know, and they're not optimizing a car to challenge a team that obviously is like just so far ahead, you know. Like I'm trying to see if they don't show the results, but I want to see, or if I could find it, how far ahead Verstappen was at the end of it, you know, because he was massively ahead.
Oh yeah. So Verstappen is 11 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez in the end of the race.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, here. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
no,
11 seconds.
12 seconds.
12 seconds.
11.987. Right? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And 26.6 seconds ahead of Alonso. Alonso, sorry, that was the gap between Alonso and Perez.
Yeah, 38 seconds ahead. No, 38 seconds behind Perez.
So Alonso was, if we call it 12 and 26, it was 38. Alonso was 38 seconds behind Verstappen.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's too fast. I feel like even when I'm gonna say it, even when Hamilton has his best car, the gap is not like that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if you add 38 plus another 12, that's 50 seconds.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So Lewis Hamilton was almost like a full minute behind Verstappen.
Yeah.
You know? So like while I get the argument for a neutral setup, you know, like dude, that's a full minute behind is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned, you know? And especially for Mercedes putting the car in black. Yeah. Come on.
Car doesn't suit black anymore. I feel like this.
No.
They should just go for pink Mercedes, man.
Dude, yeah. No, especially that if you remember in our last live, one of the people in the chat said, you know, Mercedes have never lost a championship in black. Right? You cannot start the season almost a full minute behind the race leader and claim, you know, you have your black car. Come on.
Yeah, come on. You can't. You just
can't.
Know.
That's what I was worried about. That it was for show. It was like a statement of intent, but they wouldn't have, you know, the setup to back up that intent.
I mean, again, the season is still long, but I'm just gonna say this again. A lot of the teams are gonna develop their car throughout the season, and especially Mercedes, we know for sure.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like total Mercedes. It's not holy cow.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have such like mixed feelings, you know.
When is the next race?
Coming up pretty soon.
So next, the March 17th and 19th, March 19th, which is 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I agree, Patina, man. It's like spec racing it's such a great platform for racing, you know. And it really shows who's doing their homework, you know. for lack of a better way of putting it. I mean, I'm so excited to see Alonso back in fighting form.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
I
no, dude, really, if you think about it, it's been what, since like 2007,
yeah,
2008, since Alonso was really like, he had a car that could get him on podium. Like that part is awesome to me. And Joe, as you know, like I was a huge Alonso fan in the Renault era. I was like, oh man, Renault is amazing. They're doing the baddest ass development on their cars. They had the whole floating mass on the front end to get the front end to stick. And then you had Alonso, the Lion, getting out there and just like tearing it up. It was a golden era for Alonso, Like I would, even when I think about it, I still get like shivers down my back when I remember watching those races. And then like competition and everything, regulations kind of came for them, and Alonso kind of faded. But then now, like it seems like a renaissance era for Alonso, which is great, but also as like a Mercedes team fan, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, come on guys, and as even like a Ferrari team fan, and actually I'm much more a Sainz fan than I am a Leclerc fan. I'm like, okay, you should be in the fight as well. And I'm just, to watch the beginning of the season and see like two of the three guys that I really like support really not in it was just
it's painful to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a bit, but I don't know, like again, how did you guys feel in the chat? Really, like I'm curious. And how did you guys feel about Russell's performance as a teammate? That's for me. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I just don't think he's there as a teammate.
Biggest concern, I feel like it's the biggest concern for and for Hamilton too. Like Russell is not backing me up, back up on me. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But dude, like I said, it was, if you start looking at the rest of the field, it was nice to see Bottas like come out and get his elbows out, and like mix it up. Like Alfa Romeo definitely seems like they've made some progress. 100%.
I feel like everybody is making progress except Mercedes and McLaren.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's.
Thank you.
Yep.
Checo's a team player.
Yep.
He is, and that's the thing that I think that's missing in Russell. Russell's a little too like self-centered.
Yeah.
He is not as much of a team player.
He was the number one driver in Williams, so that makes for me that makes sense, because changing to different team and then suddenly you have to become a number two. It's hard.
It's hard, but bro, you're with a freaking 7-time world champion. Yeah. Like, check your ego and learn something from the fucking guy, for God's sakes. Like it's not the Russell show, it's the Mercedes show. But I don't know. I know like our British fans are never happy when I kind of dig in on Russell a little bit, but it's because I think the kid has potential, but I just want him to
better.
to be better,
I can't argue with that, man.
No, and Bottas like stuck it to Hamilton quite a few times.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it was like in the 2021 season, you know, like Bottas like left Hamilton exposed, and when he was interviewed about it, I remember he just gave this really sly smile, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, you know exactly what you did.
Oh man, that was funny. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely this is you know, a race of mixed emotions. Most certainly, you know. I guess part of what I'm feeling is that I really expected there to be more wheel to wheel in the leaders, or amongst the leaders, and
not just cruising to the finish, cruising to the checker flag.
Yeah, exactly, and unfortunately, that's what we saw. You know?
And I was expecting to see Red Bull and Ferrari fight.
Yeah,
1-2.
Yeah,
but no, there's nobody around Max. You just drive like he's on a freeway.
yeah, exactly. You know, and that to me is boring. Is really
So
boring.
It's so boring.
Like, dude, even when Hamilton was so far ahead of all of the pack, you know, I find that boring. As a person who watches racing. It's never, and dude, even let's go back to Schumacher, right? When Schumacher was like ahead of the entire pack and just cruising on his own, it's boring to watch, you know.
Yeah.
So that's I guess where I'm coming from when I'm picking on the teams a bit for, you know, okay, maybe we do need to see some big swings and risk some of those misses, you know, because there needs to be more competitiveness. And I acknowledge every team needs to get the points, right? But you also need to get podiums.
Yeah, you also need to perform hard.
Now, that's an interesting perspective, actually. I don't mind that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all, you know? Like, if somebody's running away with the race, you know, kind of, okay, you gotta take a little bit of a hit, slow down a bit to restack the grid.
Oh, they just need Nicholas Latifi.
Yeah, dude, the Latifi was our competition caution.
Yeah.
The man single-handedly affected more races than anybody else.
And FIA, man. Man, you know, like
R.I.P. Latifi, bro. R.I.P. Latifi, man. Like, he was the absolute GOAT. The absolute GOAT. Yeah. Dude, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. You know, I think that's F1 may need to start implementing a rule like that, to be honest.
But then the driver is gonna be like, why do I need to slow down?
Hey, you know, well, of course, no, like the driver always wants to be, you know, out in front and, you know, in open air and all of that stuff. But dude, it's
like, I mean, I get what, like, I like the idea, but it kind of feel like the reverse grid a little bit. They were introducing back, like, trying to pursue the reverse grid, which is so stupid.
Dude, at this point, I kind of wouldn't mind it, you know.
But again, it's like that everybody is gonna try to go slow.
yeah. Of course. I don't know. You know,
script is so stupid.
I don't know if there's necessarily like a perfect solution, you know. But it would almost be interesting to see active or dynamic, dynamic restrictions being put on. Like,
just if bring back Nicholas Latifi, man, for the strategy, for the culture.
Yeah.
That will be
but
the end of the world.
But hear me out. Like, if you get more than 5 seconds away from like your next competitor, you know, maybe they you know, they reduce your engine output a little bit, you know, so it gives it balances out the grid. And again, I it's not like because I'm anti-Verstappen, I'm just anti-boring racing. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, that is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Change up the grid, change out the point system.
Yeah, it's like I said, I really genuinely expected for Ferrari and Mercedes to put up way more of a fight against Red Bull than they did. And really the onus is on them, you know, but I still can't imagine that even after an entire off season for you know, Red Bull to come back and to be 10 seconds, what did we say? 12 seconds. 12 seconds. Yeah, 12 seconds.
In the first race
of P2. Yeah, in the first race.
It's crazy.
I mean, good for them. You know, really, like genuinely good for them. But dude, like, where were you guys? You know, like the rest of the grid. Like, bro, come on. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like I've said everything that I wanted to say about this race. What about you, Joe?
I have nothing to say. It's boring. Yeah. I mean, I said it in the beginning of the conversation, beginning of the live. Mercedes, it's underwhelming. They make a debut of that black car and say that, oh, they resolved this problem, they resolved that problem. But again, when it comes to a track, even it's different than the qualifying, and even it's so different than winter testing. And then they also make a big deal about high downforce rear wing, medium downforce rear wing, and then also, not to mention, Toto actually was saying, oh, they are hiding some performance. It's time.
It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like you're hiding performance. Your performance is there. It's slow. Again.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I said, for me, the highlights of this race were seeing Aston Martin come up. In particular, I mean, even Lance Stroll, who, as you know, I'm not like the biggest fan of. For that boy to come out of minor surgery and to perform the way he did is phenomenal.
And he overtook Russell twice.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, Aston Martin was the highlight of the day for me. Williams was the other highlight of the day for me. And the big letdowns for me were definitely Mercedes and Ferrari, you know? Like, it is what it is, but, you know, I'm really hoping that for the next race,
now
somebody makes some changes.
I'm hoping in the following few races, development will be back constantly and be able to fight Max, be able to fight Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't want another season of just Red Bull domination.
Yeah,
it's not anything against Red Bull or Verstappen. It just makes for boring racing.
Yeah,
you know?
They were supposedly to have a wheel-to-wheel battle for a new era of the Formula One car, but again, it's not promising. To say the least.
No, definitely not.
And but this phenomenon of Red Bull cruising to the finish line and Aston Martin to the finish line and Mercedes falling behind, it's gonna probably be in a few more races on, because next race is Saudi Arabia GP, which is a high speed track.
Yeah.
And also what's the next one? Australia. It's also high speed track. And it's dangerous for Mercedes and Ferrari, man. Like if both of them, if Ferrari is taking a risk to not the speed of the engine, they might DNF again from what we're seeing today, because the engine might not last long. And for Mercedes, to save the engine, they might fall behind. So which is
right, exactly.
It's double-edged sword.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I definitely want to. I don't want a repeat of last season.
Yeah.
You know, watching Red Bull constantly just walk away from the competition was boring, as boring as could be. But yeah, like I said, the highlights for me were, Aston Martin and Williams. I agree with Patina. It was awesome to see Williams, really come out and get a good race result today. That was a pleasure.
Williams they are very successful individual Formula One racing team.
Yeah.
Back in the day, so it's good to see the Williams and Alonso, Aston Martin coming back and fight, challenge to compete.
Yeah. 100%. Alrighty, guys. I think Joe and I are going to call it. We both had an early morning.
7 o'clock for us.
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning for us here in the
on
US.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Actually, Saturday too. I wake up at 7 o'clock too. No, 6:30.
Yeah, dude. And I've essentially been up since 2 a.m.
You're crazy. You are crazy.
Dude, and I've got a Subaru get together at 1 p.m. today.
Oh, good luck. So I'm gonna
I'm gonna try and get some more coffee and have a shower. Dude, I already drank that much Turkish coffee and it's barely putting a dent in me. So
yeah, we'll be back soon. Or if we have any news to come up,
absolutely, and definitely tune in to us for lives after every race. We're gonna keep this up for this season. All right,
and we might do another live before the race, or I don't know. We'll see.
We'll keep you guys posted. All right, thank you guys for joining us, those that did, and we'll catch you guys next
time. Have a good Sunday.
Yeah. Have a good Sunday.
All right, go back to sleep.